of a new era, both their first season in the Big Ten Conference and under Eric Musselman for the first time as they take on UTSA in the Trojan Tip-Off Classic here on Big Ten Plus. As soon as Musselman got hired by USC, he flipped his commitment. He stands in the middle with Jai. It is a great time of year. Basketball is back, and we are underway. Williams tracks it down and sends it up top to Abo. It's with Desmond Claude. Finds Thomas. Trojans running their first set under Eric Musselman. Cohen has the basketball. Left wing three from Abo. Off the heel, offensive board. Williams tipped around and taken away by Spears. The transfer from Florida State. Wheels inside. The spin move off the mark. The transfer portal.
Absolutely. A really quick start there. But no scoring yet. We'll see how this physicality lives on.
Abo missed a triple on the opening position. Up top, Claude. Down Broadway. Dumps it off. Thomas, a triple. Knocks it down. And the first basket for USC under Eric Musselman. It's a three from St. Thomas. The reigning newcomer of the year in the Big Sky Conference. And Casey, he's a transfer from Northern Colorado, hoping to have similar success at the Power Conference level, just like Dalton Connect, who came from Northern Colorado, as Marcus Millender. Williams has it, the only Power Conference transfer for this USC team. Abo looks downstairs. Shot clock dwindling. Thomas goes to work. Back-to-back buckets.
Yeah.
St. Thomas goes from Northern Colorado to USC. Dalton Connect, a first-round pick. St. Thomas would like a similar progression.
Absolutely, and the chance to be a leader on a team needing one with plenty of new faces.
Mo Jai lines one up, and the 6'11" big man hits from distance, and all tied at 5, 2.5 minutes in to this opening half of basketball.
Yeah, Jai didn't make a single three last season at SMU, but already making his presence known here.
That big man just averaged on which Abo was fouled, so he gets 3 from the line, and he knocks down the first.
Really made his presence in the paint.
In that first 4 game up in Dayton.
His first with the Trojans. Nearly averaged a double-double last year at Bowling Green.
Was so productive.
And a little bit of an issue thus far.
Just an exhibition. Both these teams working in all new rosters. Thomas goes to the rack and gets fouled on his way up. He had thoughts for a thunderous throw. And it's always unknown when players jump from the mid-major level as he misses the first.
We'll see how these players can transfer to the level, especially the Big Ten level. We haven't.
When they head up to Seattle on December 7th. 6 home games to begin the regular season, including a matchup against the former Pac-12 foe in Cal. Scott inside. Deep attempt from Jaquan Scott off the mark. It hits the heel, and USC claims the rebound. Inside for AG. Dumps it off for Noling. Spills to the hardwood, taken away. Here comes Horton inside, and a foul on Thomas.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier, but that transition offense for UTSA is what's gonna.
Was brought in as an assistant to Alabama last year, as Horton get to the Final Four last season.
And not just get to the Final Four, but really rain down the three.
Did plenty of last year, taking 3-pointers. They led the American Conference in attempts and makes per game, and were top 20 in the nation in both. Cohen to the rim, up with the right hand and in off the window. And loses the handle, back to Cohen. Trojans slow it down, but USC picked to finish 14th in the Big Ten preseason poll. Slacker, no one guards him, right to the rim. Onto the right wing for Millender. Takes it to the cup, swings it into the left corner. Monsanto a triple, halfway home, but it buoys out. Offensive rebound for Jai, and the second chance point. Trojans have to get busy with the shot clock dwindling. Claude, left wing, tries to get the foul, and he does.
Yeah, really good job there, awareness on that left side. The clock was ticking down.
Claude doesn't have the landing zone. The worst in the Pac-12 conference. Obviously, no more Pac-12 back. Expected to be a role player off the bench again. Durham's off the heel. UTSA pushes. Monsanto for Millender. Has Hornery on him. The much bigger defender. And Millender sneaks through and lays it in.
It's a nice couple of...
Followed Musselman from Arkansas to USC. Wesley Yates inside, tough fadeaway, can hit. Hornery offensive board, and the second chance certainly proved to be a big addition for this Trojan forwards. Spears over two defenders, and UTSA left wing Pope can't connect from distance. Up ahead, Spears circles it all the way around. Wicks at the rim over Hornery. Kicked in the head, diving for a loose ball. Claude has it. Williams tees one up, right down the well. Terrence Williams, this can be excited about this year. Claude flying slacker. Cohen back in. To the rim, rises and slams it home.
Open lane.
And
Josh Cohen.
Clear path for takeoff. Spears over Cohen. Off the mark. Offensive rebound for Horton. Tiptoes down the baseline. Turns. Tough finish for Raekwon Horton. The transfer from James Madison. Appeared in the NCAA tournament last year. Cohen tries to do it again. This time he's stuffed at the top, but Williams able to strip it and get another possession for the Trojans. Abo with the finish. Nice work by Williams to get USC a second possession.
Yeah, and Abo does a good job. We saw Boise State creeping up into the painted area and calling for the ball at an opportunistic time.
Millender. Should be a fun style of basketball with the fast pace. Millender again causing havoc to Scott through the lane. And an and one. Offensive, but Hornery called for the defensive foul. Off on the front. Trojans up by just 3. Williams to the rim. And he heads to the line. Both teams in the bone. First commits to Jawan Howard. Made the NCAA tournament in his 9 team fouls on UTSA with just over 5 minutes to go. Not just because you have a new roster, just turnovers. One of those things you work on as you get further in the season, but USC was second to last in the Pac-12 in turnovers per game. As a
late first round pick in the NBA draft, but certainly something.
Some exhibition action before their opener. As Millender hit up top, Noling. Slacker, the sharpshooter. Off to the left, offensive rebound, Abo. Second try does not go. Noling in traffic, the finish with the left hand.
A really efficient scorer in the Ivy last year. Shot 56.7% from the field and scored in double figures 21 times. He was consistently able to put it up.
Horton sneaks around AG. And a second chance bucket for UTSA.
Yeah, not sure what AG was trying to do, trying to take the charge, but no chance.
Noling, pretty finish with the finger roll.
In this first half, just maybe working out the kinks in the system, but
takes time to settle in. Slacker, floater, up and in.
It's like UTSA taking advantage of offensive rebounds, getting that extra chance. We saw the putback earlier, and that's frustrating for Musselman and co.
Monsanto buries a triple.
Yeah, to give.
Jai with the stop. 5 on 4 at the moment. Monsanto again. Bullseye plus the foul. And a chance to tie on the 4-point play.
And that's an electric play to get your team back in the game, especially momentum heading into halftime as we're under a minute until the break. But you can see there, just a little bit too much contact from Abo, and that was a deep three. Didn't need to shoot from that far back, but good thing he did because that's dead on.
Missed his first two, made one on the previous possession down, said, all right, I'm feeling good this season. So he misses the free throw, and a foul goes against Jai, and so that leads to free throws for USC. Was solid last year.
And we know how good Andy Enfield was at producing here.
Could be a rocky road at some times from the line. Found ways to score the basketball tonight. Working inside again, spins, that time leaves it short. Shot clock is dark, and USC can hold for the final shot of this first half. Slacker. Scanning the chessboard. Sends it to the right wing, Williams. Can't hit, 4 seconds to go. Up ahead for Horton, back to Millender as the clock expires. Can't find the net, and that is how the first half of this Trojan tip-off. Abo to inbound, into traffic. Cohen comes up with the pinball, but there's 5 on the shot clock. Thomas calls for a screen. A step back, hits as the clock expires. St. Thomas. Millender finds Spears wide open. Still unable to connect from distance. 0 of 3 on the evening. Claude, coast to coast, up, under, and in.
Good look.
It's an excellent score a year ago. Averaged almost 20 points per game at Northern Colorado. First team all Big Sky. He takes on Horton. Horton shakes him out of his shoes and scores on the layup. And Michael Irving were unsure of the call. Janetta Graham came in, said USC basketball. Claude looks downstairs for Cohen. In traffic, up with the right hand and in.
Yeah, we're seeing the Trojans continue to force inside. We'll see if they try to get any more looks from beyond the arc, but they're working with what the defense has given them.
Noling, excellent find. Thomas rises and throws it down to run a lot of the offense for USC. Transfer from Xavier. Right corner, Thomas knocks it down. Timeout, UTSA. Here's has it. Still yet to get going. 1 of 8 from the field. Just 2 points. He takes it inside on Thomas and draws the foul, to the dismay of Thomas. And that's, but really the first test per se for this USC team, as Spears knocks in conference foes for over a century before they've split ways.
We saw last half, or the first half rather, UTSA picking them up early and putting USC on the charity stripe. So they'll want to avoid that, as USC's done a great job from that point.
The southpaw, Shelley. That Musselman brought with him from Arkansas. Monsanto. We saw heat up quickly in the first half. Stays red hot here in the second. A fadeaway.
Practice their free throws here in an exhibition setting. Something that's worked for them so far.
Shelley loses the handle. Monsanto up ahead for Spears to the cup. Lays it in. And can that get Primo Spears going in the second half? See Matt Noling dribble the basketball. Great handler of the basketball. Played a lot of the 4 at Yale. Up top, Shelley tries to answer back and does. Jalen Shelley, his first triple.
And he's such a versatile player. We saw him mid-range. He can attack the rim, but finds from distance.
From the left wing, it's Lewis. And former Michigan Wolverine finds Shelley again. Shot clock hits 5. Abo, left elbow, over Monsanto. Down the well it goes.
And Abo's such a good catch and shoot player. We know with time almost expiring, had to put that one up, and just again exerting his dominance at all the levels.
Spears with space. Up top for Spears. Takes it inside, steps back into the corner. Another bucket for Spears. And it is all systems go for the Florida State. One possession game, can't do so from the top. And Noling the rebound off the bracket. Claude works on Scott. Dances to the rim. And almost gets the layup to go, but he heads to the line to shoot two. For Xavier, as Big East most improved player, and played the. Expect his shooting numbers to improve this year as he makes both.
Here,
Monsanto off on a triple, and Noling the rebound. He can push it himself. A lob inside. Thomas at the rim. And the Trojans on a mini 4-0 run to push the lead back to 8. Spears weaving through traffic. Tries with the right hand. A bit too much. Claude. His reverse does not go, but a foul. Heading to the bench. Looks banged up. Claude. One more. That one rims in and out in the board. Thomas with the smaller Millender on him. Goes up and fouled. And back to the line goes USC and St. Thomas. Well, that hot start to
contributor to this offense that has been running really fast tempo.
Says it's hard to be from the Omaha area. Easy for coaches to overlook. He weaves through traffic. Cohen, the big time rejection. Claude the other way. Coast to coast. And USC on a 9-0 run. Spears and UTSA need an answer. They don't get it there. And a foul goes on Josh.
Where he got shaken up. We'll see if it's a flagrant foul. That left arm.
What are your thoughts, Casey?
I don't think that was necessary. I think this might get called for a flagrant.
And again, it's not an waiting for St. Thomas to shoot the free throws. First one up and in. He does have got hit on the face, but
we'll see if it stops him from reaching the 20-point mark. He's at
Spears into the corner. Millender, a tough jumper. Can't hit it. Offensive rebound, though, for Wicks. Through the trees and off the window. Millender. Both these coaches, plenty of energy. Spears, a deep step back triple. Knights the net.
Yes.
Second triple, the half from Spears.
Yeah, and that's a big basket to just set the tone, get their team back to a 10-point game. We got plenty of basketball left to play. And Spears has been that guy to get the team back in the game.
Man for UTSA, and it's just a 1-and-1. Shelley off the
Wants to play, and he's really putting on a show here for the home fans.
What he knows can be vicious, but he's sticking with it. Inside to Cohen, it rolls off a couple of hands, still loose. Thomas gets it back, tries to dump for Claude. Slacker to 3-ball, you bet!
Matt compiled to 18 points per game. Good to see him finally hit one from long range.
Scott can't answer back from distance. Inside Cohen, and Scott commits the foul. And that
from the stripe.
Cohen, a 1-and-1, misses the first. And a tie-up. But it goes back to UTSA. Still nice effort.
Find the ball. And doesn't get the call, but shows that he can cerebrally find it.
Millender fouled on the way up.
Good defender as well, just versatile to say the least.
So Millender at the line, makes the first, misses the. Works inside. Tough look with the left hand. Back to the line he goes. It's on Horton. And was only the only healthy returner to Xavier. Buses from Xavier to the Muss bus.
Well, and that bus trip included a 30 throws.
He is an excellent piece for USC. Millender fouled again and right back to the line. And pace has slowed down. Bunch of free throws here in the second half. Can't on the first. High school a couple years ago. Makes the second, he has 10. Works his way across the timeline. Into the corner. And Cohen fouled.
Orange streak here.
UTSA Player of the Year. Transferred to lead of the game. Cohen for Claude. 3 ball. Not that time. Offensive rebound, Noling. He reverses, gives it off. Thomas inside, and to the line he goes.
And we see it time and time again, just a fantastic.
These two have had a nice connection tonight as Thomas rims out.
Actually, in points per game, you can see there, Northern Colorado.
And he misses both. It's expiration. Doesn't come close. Thomas the rebound. And the defense for USC has been really stingy in the second half. As Claude right by Jai to the rim.
But here in the second half, really, rhythm has been established.
And between Thomas and Claude, just one turnover between the two. That is a good sign for Eric Musselman. Cohen up with the right hand, gets it to crawl over. Wicks working from the wing. And Williams gets the stop on the other end. Thomas to the rim.
Primo Spears at that point you talked about, Eli. But since then, it's really fallen off. Not able to establish a rhythm.
Yates triple. Bullseye from the redshirt freshman. The transfer from UW. Inside Millender, the spin move. And with the soft touch. And 95 seconds to go. Elohim almost the steal. Dumps it off for Jai. Inside finishes the hoop plus the harm. And the big man.
Really anchor that middle.
Biggest guy on this UTSA roster. Millender. Up top Jai. The fake. Runs to the rim. Cannot finish the dunk, but he heads to the line for 2. Noling stepped in front. Almost got certainly some things that Austin Claunch can be excited about.
He's able to put up and chase down, gets the offensive boards. They want to work on boxing out and finding a way to get a body on other players.
Elohim somehow gets it to Noling for the lay-in. Yates playing tough defense. 45 seconds to go. A missed triple from Millender. Up ahead, Noling. Euro step to the cup. Losing a defender in the process. 23-point USC lead. Into the corner, Smith feeds Jai inside. Size mismatch over Yates. Finishes the layup. Shot clock is off. And if USC chooses, they can dribble this one out. That's what Musselman tells them to do. It's in the hands of St. Thomas, fittingly here for USC. And they take the Trojan tip-off. The final score, 84-63. St. Thomas with 21.
And not just 21, but 7 of 8 from the field. Talk about making a statement.